In the darkness of night, a remote Indian Ocean base suddenly became a target. This was no ordinary base. This was Diego Garcia, a highly strategic location, a base where some of the world's most powerful bombers are deployed and operated. And suddenly, this very base was targeted by Iran in a shocking escalation. But the real question remains, why would Iran choose this distant target? Diego Garcia is a small island, isolated deep within the vast Indian Ocean. Yet in military terms, it acts as a hidden weapon for global superpower operations. From here, the United States and United Kingdom can launch devastating long-range strikes, meaning if Iran was attacked, this base could instantly become a frontline launch platform. This exact possibility was what Iran feared the most behind the growing tensions. According to reports, potential strike plans were already being discussed involving this strategic base. Iran decided it would not wait any longer for a possible attack to happen. This time, Iran made the first move, shifting the balance of escalation instantly. Was this a warning, a signal, or a calculated test of capability and response? Iran activated its long-range missile systems, preparing for a demonstration of strategic reach. The target was Diego Garcia, nearly 4,000 kilometers away across open ocean. Such distances are rarely part of regional conflicts, making this move highly unusual. But Iran demonstrated it could extend beyond traditional limits and strike far-reaching targets. Missiles were launched, and the entire world immediately began paying close attention. At that moment, a completely new phase of this conflict had officially begun. As missiles crossed the ocean, advanced defense systems began tracking their paths instantly. Military satellites locked on to the launches, confirming long-range ballistic movement across vast distances. This was no routine launch. It signaled a rare attempt at extreme long-distance strike. Diego Garcia base immediately entered high alert mode as alarms activated across installations. Operators rushed to their stations, monitoring incoming threats with extreme precision and urgency. The incoming missiles were moving fast, reducing reaction time to just a few critical minutes. Defense systems calculated interception paths, preparing to neutralize the incoming long-range threats. At this moment, the situation shifted from tension to direct military engagement. One interceptor missile was launched, racing toward its target high above the ocean. The sky lit up as defense systems attempted to stop the incoming ballistic threat mid-air. One missile was successfully intercepted, destroying it before reaching its intended target. But another missile failed mid-flight, never reaching the base or causing direct damage. Despite no direct impact, the message behind the launch was impossible to ignore. This was never just about hitting the base, it was about sending a signal. Iran demonstrated it could target distant military bases far beyond its immediate region. A reach of nearly 4,000 kilometers changed how this conflict was perceived globally. Military analysts began questioning how far this technology could actually extend in future scenarios. This single event introduced a new layer of uncertainty into an already unstable situation. It proved that distance alone could no longer guarantee safety in modern warfare. And with that realization, global attention shifted toward what might happen next. Iran's missile, the Sigil, uses solid fuel for rapid launch readiness anywhere, anytime. This allowed Iran to bypass traditional fuel logistics and satellite detection completely. The missile also uses a maneuverable re-entry vehicle capable of unpredictable trajectory changes. This makes interception extremely difficult, even for advanced Arrow 3 or Patriot defense systems. Its radar-absorbent coating reduces detection, shortening available response time drastically. Iran reportedly integrated GPS and inertial navigation, allowing extreme precision over thousands of kilometers. This proved Iran had achieved a level of missile sophistication previously unseen in regional conflicts. Strategic analysts worldwide took note, realizing these capabilities could challenge global military dominance. Defense planners emphasized that stockpiles could quickly deplete against maneuverable high-speed warheads. One incoming Sigil could require 2 or 3 interceptors, doubling pressure on defenses. Furthermore, some Sigil missiles were equipped with cluster munitions, dispersing smaller bomblets. This strategy complicated interception, making traditional systems like Iron Dome less effective below coverage. Iran's deployment of these advanced weapons signaled a new strategic phase in the conflict. Global powers began recalculating risk, shipping routes, and oil market stability in real time. Even airspace near Dubai and Gulf ports faced temporary suspensions due to heightened threat levels. This showcased how a single technological leap could ripple across the global economy quickly. Iran demonstrated not only reach, but also precision, mobility, and survivability in modern warfare. Diego Garcia's hypothetical strike plan highlighted why Iran felt the need for rapid deterrence. By reaching nearly 4,000 kilometers, Iran forced a reconsideration of traditional military assumptions. And with this demonstration, the world realized modern missile warfare had entered a new era. The world watched as news broke, showing Iran's long-range missile capability publicly for the first time. Oil markets fluctuated violently, and global shipping routes faced immediate disruptions near the Gulf. Several airports in the Middle East temporarily suspended operations due to regional security concerns. Investors and analysts scrambled to recalculate risk as the conflict stakes became global. Military alliances reviewed defense readiness, moving resources closer to potential escalation zones quickly. Air defense systems worldwide were tested against the fear of unexpected long-range attacks. Media channels continuously broadcasted footage of missile launches, global maps, and strategic warnings. Satellite images circulated showing mobile missile trucks moving across desert landscapes rapidly. Governments issued statements urging calm while quietly recalculating their military responses urgently. Defense experts emphasized that Iran's precision and mobility posed unprecedented challenges globally. Even nations far from the conflict began monitoring potential threats and preparing contingencies. The strategic implications were clear. Long-distance missile capabilities could destabilize traditional military balance. Global intelligence agencies worked to verify how Iran achieved such extreme technological advancement. Speculation grew about possible collaborations or foreign assistance behind the missile development program. Meanwhile, regional militaries conducted drills to simulate defense against long-range maneuverable warheads. Social media and news outlets spread clips, maps, and animations showing the missile's reach, fueling widespread concern globally. Governments issued statements urging calm while quietly calculating their military responses urgently. Defense experts emphasized that Iran's precision and mobility posed unprecedented challenges globally. Even nations far from the conflict began monitoring potential threats and preparing contingencies. The strategic implications were clear. Long-distance missile capabilities could destabilize traditional military balance. Global intelligence agencies worked to verify how Iran achieved such extreme technological advancement. Speculation grew about possible collaborations or foreign assistance behind the missile development program. Meanwhile, regional militaries conducted drills to simulate defense against long-range maneuverable warheads. Social media and news outlets spread clips, maps, and animations showing the missile's reach, fueling widespread concern globally. Governments issued statements urging calm while quietly recalculating their military responses urgently. Defense experts emphasized that Iran's precision and mobility posed unprecedented challenges globally. Even nations far from the conflict began monitoring potential threats and preparing contingencies. The strategic implications were clear. Long-distance missile capabilities could destabilize traditional military balance. Global intelligence agencies worked to verify how Iran achieved such extreme technological advancement. Speculation grew about possible collaborations or foreign assistance behind the missile development program. Meanwhile, regional militaries conducted drills to simulate defense against long-range maneuverable warheads. Social media and news outlets spread clips, maps, and animations showing the missile's reach, fueling widespread concern globally. Governments issued statements urging calm while quietly recalculating their military responses urgently. Defense experts emphasized that Iran's precision and mobility posed unprecedented challenges globally. Even nations far from the conflict began monitoring potential threats and preparing contingencies. The strategic implications were clear. Long-distance missile capabilities could destabilize traditional military balance. Global intelligence agencies worked to verify how Iran achieved such extreme technological advancement. Speculation grew about possible collaborations or foreign assistance behind the missile development program. Meanwhile, regional militaries conducted drills to simulate defense against long-range maneuverable warheads. Social media and news outlets spread clips, maps, and animations showing the missile's reach. Public concern increased as the media highlighted Iran's ability to hit distant strategic targets. Global leaders convened virtually to discuss potential escalation and economic repercussions urgently. Experts concluded that traditional defense stockpiles may be insufficient against such maneuverable warheads. With the world watching, Iran's strategic display changed the rules of regional and global power. Global powers issued statements urging restraint while secretly preparing for potential escalation scenarios. Diplomatic channels opened across continents to prevent unintended conflicts and further missile launches. Military analysts predicted that repeated long-range strikes could quickly overwhelm regional defenses. Public concern surged as news highlighted potential global consequences and economic instability. Iran's missile tests demonstrated both reach and accuracy, causing fear among distant nations. Defense budgets worldwide were reconsidered, highlighting the urgent need for modernized interceptors. Media outlets emphasized the novelty of Iran's maneuverable warheads and rapid launch capabilities. Experts warned that cluster munitions could bypass conventional defenses, multiplying potential damage. Global militaries began reviewing deployment strategies for longer-range missile threats and countermeasures. Emergency meetings convened in capitals, discussing both defense and diplomatic solutions urgently. International observers emphasized transparency, hoping to avoid misinterpretation leading to conflict escalation. Military strategists highlighted Iran's mobile launch systems, making traditional fixed-site targeting ineffective. Satellite imagery revealed repeated drills and strategic positioning across Iran's missile bases. The demonstration of precision over 4,000 kilometers shocked analysts and policymakers alike worldwide. Countries began coordinating early warning networks to detect potential future missile launches promptly. Economic markets reacted immediately, with shipping, oil, and trade facing heightened uncertainty. Public and political debates erupted about military deterrent strategies and international escalation risks. Social media amplified images and animations showing missile reach, fueling widespread concern globally. Satellite surveillance confirmed Iran's ability to launch missiles from mobile platforms quickly and unpredictably. Military strategists warned that escalation could rapidly spiral into wider regional conflicts without restraint. Defense analysts noted that cluster munitions could bypass standard interception, increasing destruction potential. Governments debated deploying additional missile defense systems in vulnerable strategic locations immediately. The global community expressed concern over possible escalation, calling for calm and strategic patience. Analysts concluded that Iran's new missile capabilities fundamentally altered the regional military balance. Potential retaliation scenarios included airstrikes, cyber operations, and coordinated defense responses globally. As the world watched closely, Iran's demonstration signaled a permanent shift in strategic deterrence. Civilian areas faced unprecedented risks as missile debris and cluster munitions caused casualties. Emergency services worked tirelessly, rescuing civilians while warning sirens echoed across the city. Global media highlighted human suffering, spreading awareness of the war's escalating humanitarian impact. Governments debated providing humanitarian aid while managing defense priorities under heightened alert. Economic consequences were severe, with shipping delays, energy price spikes, and global market instability. Public populations expressed fear and uncertainty, questioning the effectiveness of protective measures. Experts emphasized the importance of rapid diplomacy to prevent further escalation and mass casualties. Military analysts calculated that continued missile exchanges could exhaust both stockpiles within weeks. The world debated ethical considerations regarding the use of long-range precision and cluster munitions. Public opinion pressured governments to act quickly to protect civilians and stabilize the region. Allied nations coordinated intelligence sharing to track missile movements and anticipate future launches. Satellite imagery revealed strategic reserves and concealed missile depots still operational across Iran. Military simulations showed potential catastrophic outcomes if stockpiles ran out during sustained attacks. Regional allies prepared contingency plans, deploying additional defense assets near critical locations. The war highlighted technological gaps in missile defense systems worldwide, prompting urgent upgrades. International organizations called for restraint, emphasizing diplomacy to prevent further global destabilization. Economic sanctions and strategic maneuvers increased tension, creating uncertainty in multiple global markets. Military strategists concluded that mobile missile systems forced nations to rethink regional deterrent strategies. Public awareness campaigns highlighted emergency procedures and civilian safety measures amidst escalating threats. As the world adjusted, the conflict permanently reshaped strategic thinking and regional military priorities. Diplomatic envoys arrived in neutral nations to mediate discussions and prevent further escalation. Global leaders emphasized de-escalation while maintaining military readiness in case deterrence failed. Negotiators outlined phased withdrawal and deactivation of strategic missile reserves to restore stability. Economic relief packages were considered to mitigate consequences from disrupted shipping and energy markets. Experts advised integrating missile defense upgrades with diplomatic measures to prevent future conflicts. Public communications emphasized preparedness and civilian safety while diplomacy progressed behind closed doors. Satellite monitoring continued to track mobile missile units and prevent unauthorized deployment globally. International organizations facilitated secure communication channels for conflict resolution and verification protocols. Allied forces maintained limited military readiness to respond to any sudden escalations or threats. Media reported cautiously, balancing awareness of civilian safety with updates on diplomatic progress. Long-range missile demonstrations by Iran emphasized the need for global strategic adaptation. Defense ministries proposed coordinated early warning systems spanning multiple nations and continents. Simulation exercises assessed response times and effectiveness of layered missile defense capabilities globally. Policy advisors suggested phased agreements combining missile limitation and regional confidence-building measures for stability. Public diplomacy highlighted transparency, ensuring citizens remained informed without inciting panic or fear. Global experts stressed that missile technology proliferation required immediate international coordination for containment. Economic analysts warned that prolonged instability could affect trade, energy, and financial systems worldwide. Military strategists emphasized integrating mobile defense units and rapid response teams for future deterrence. Negotiations suggested independent verification teams to ensure compliance with missile deactivation agreements. As global diplomacy progressed, the world cautiously embraced a new era of strategic deterrence. Ceasefire negotiations began after months of missile exchanges and escalating regional tensions globally. Military forces cautiously reduced readiness while maintaining alert for unexpected escalations in key zones. Humanitarian organizations provided relief to civilians affected by missile strikes and infrastructure damage. Global analysts highlighted lessons learned about missile defense vulnerabilities and strategic resource management. Governments revised national security protocols to address future threats from long-range mobile missiles. Economic recovery efforts focused on repairing shipping, energy, and trade systems disrupted by conflict. Public awareness campaigns educated citizens about emergency procedures during missile or war-related threats. Regional alliances discussed long-term missile reduction agreements and confidence-building measures for stability. Experts concluded that maneuverable solid-fuel missiles permanently altered calculations for global defense strategies. Technology transfer and proliferation debates emphasized need for international controls and oversight mechanisms. Nations committed to investing in advanced early warning systems to prevent future surprise attacks. Military strategists simulated multiple conflict scenarios to test the resilience of layered defenses globally. International organizations stressed diplomacy, emphasizing transparency and verification as key conflict prevention tools. Media coverage shifted focus from conflict to recovery and analysis of military and civilian impacts. Public and private sectors collaborated on rebuilding infrastructure and restoring essential services post-conflict. Military analysts emphasized integrating lessons learned into future defense planning and missile deterrent strategies. International observers documented compliance with ceasefire agreements and monitored strategic missile reductions. Global leaders issued statements advocating peace, stability, and prevention of similar conflicts in the future. The conflict underscored the importance of technology, diplomacy, and preparedness in modern warfare scenarios. As tensions eased, the world cautiously embraced a new era of strategic awareness and deterrence planning.